Hey YouTube, it's been a while. So listen, I need somebody to talk to about my obsession. It has been my obsession for years. However, I've realized that I've run out of family members and friends to watch my favorite thing. K-dramas and C-dramas. Now, perhaps I messed up because the first K-drama I made my mother watch years ago was Boys Over Flowers. It messed her up. She was kind of done with me after that. And then we watched Doom at Your Service and she was like, girl, I am done with you. So maybe it's my fault because of what I started with, but I'm still obsessed with K-dramas and C-dramas, and I can't keep convincing friends to read subtitles for 16 to 40 episodes, depending on whether you're watching a K-drama or a C-drama. So you are my new drama bestie. Welcome to All the Drama with your new drama bestie, Jarita. 안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. 저는 Jarita입니다. Welcome, 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 welcome. So here on All the Drama, we're going to be talking about all of the K-dramas and C-dramas that my heart's desire and your heart's desire. I am happy if you want to leave me suggestions. We will be doing episode by episode breakdowns and sometimes just a full show breakdown depending on, how much I liked it or didn't like it. Because here's the thing, you don't know true love until you know K-drama and C-drama love. Because the way that a C-drama male lead looks at you, baby, that's real love. Or K-drama tropes. Come on, you are sad and it begins to rain outside and you're thinking, God, as if my life isn't bad enough. You look up and next thing you know, there's an umbrella over your head and who's holding it? Your crush, the one you were thinking about, and everything gets better. Or if you trip, you're about to hit the ground and then a pair of strong, just agile fingers catch you in thin air and you're like, oh my God, and you look up and it's him. K-drama tropes are the best. You don't know love until you know this stuff. So I ended up being compelled to kick this off because I watched a C-drama that changed my brain chemistry. And again, I've loved K-dramas and C-dramas for years, but I finally started to notice that other people have realized how amazing they are. So let's talk about it. I know you're going to be watching K-dramas and C-dramas in your free time, but while you're getting dressed for work in the morning, as you're driving home, you can listen to me talk about it before you go and watch your episodes. Because as we know, we need to have our eyes glued to the screen when we're watching. And then sometimes we get distracted by the beautiful face on the screen and we have to rewind because I don't know Mandarin. I don't know if you do, but I don't know Mandarin. And I know a few Korean words, but not a lot. So you got to really stay locked in. Anyway, I watched Pursuit of Jade. I know, everybody's been talking about it, right? Great C-drama. I watched it around the time it first came out. And I'm asking everybody, like, somebody, please come and watch this with me. I know it's 40 episodes, but surrender your time. And I finally got a friend to watch it and kind of ended up rewatching quite a few episodes. But it was so good, right? So I was like, what do I do when I don't have people to talk about this stuff with? And then I watched Love in the Clouds. Good stuff. And then I started watching, I won't tell you yet. It'll come up later. Are you sold yet? Hopefully you are. Hopefully you are ready to be my new drama bestie. So without further ado, our first episode of All the Drama. Give it up. All right. So today we are going to be talking, and I think it's a perfect start, about Perfect Crown, starring my girl, IU Lee Chuen. She is not only a K-drama actress, but she is a pop star. Baby girl is mother. I call her mother. I saw her when she was at Rosemont Theater in Chicago, and when she first, came overseas for the first time, and lost my mind. She's amazing in person. She has some great songs, so if you have not listened to my girl, go check her out. I love her. But when I saw that she was going to be in this drama, I said, I gotta watch. And then Byun Woo Sok is our co-star, our leading man. He is the prince in this one. It's been airing on Hulu. As of today, it's up to episode 7, but probably by the time this comes out, it'll all be out. There's 12 episodes in total. A little different than our usual K-drama formula, but these days I feel like they're switching it up. I do want to watch Wonderfuls eventually, and I think that's only 8 episodes. So they're kind of giving us smaller doses. Me personally, because I like C-dramas, give me all 40 of my episodes. Give me all the moments with the ones that I love. Sometimes I'm like, I need more, but we'll see how this goes. So today, we'll know about a couple of episode parter because like I said, it's 12 and I want to try to break down each. I'll try to give you the rundown of the first two, depending on how much time we have. Let's see how it goes. Feel free to leave your corrections, comments, and anything else. I've watched it a few times. However, I'm liable to make mistakes. And if you are sold, don't forget to like, subscribe, and become my new drama bestie. All right, let's get into it. So episode 1, we start in modern day South Korea. And we're given the backdrop of the current political state. So unlike real world Korea, the Joseon dynasty, which lasted about 600 years, is still going on. They are now a constitutional monarchy. So basically the king and the royal family are like figureheads. So think like England, right? But class is power, which is attained through what? Heredity, right? Hereditary standards. So then we enter my girl, Mother, Queen Mother, Ayushi, who is Song Kyu-ji, played by IU, like I said. She's given Manwal vibes from Hotel de Luna. If you haven't seen it, that is one of my favorite roles that she plays. So I just mean by that Mother is sassy. And we're flashing back to when she's in school, and she ends up being first in her class. They like post it on the wall and announce who's at the top of the class, right? So there are some boys there and they're being a hater, right? And talking mad trash about her. It's established right away that she is not part of the upper class. She is great in school, has great grades, but she is not someone who has status, according to what we can see, even though she's at a school with kids that have status. So we'll find out later, you know, why that is. So then we flip to present day and we see her as Director Nim of Castle Beauty, and she is in girl boss mode glory at this point. She's a beautiful heiress. She's dressed to the nines. She is running her board meeting, baby, but she has to hurry because Mother is going to the palace for a party tonight. So again, we flip and we meet the bae of the drama, Prince Ian, aka Byung-woo Suk, whose body, ladies, is tea. They start us with a shower scene. They know what we are looking for. Pray for me. So anyway, he's in the shower. He's just finished hunting. And he's feeling feisty. He even like teasingly pulls out his gun on his subordinate because he's like, hey, don't rush me. But he's supposed to be getting dressed for a party. And instead he's like, I'm taking a nap. And I'm like, I feel you, King. Take your nap. He's a prince, but you know what I mean. So meanwhile, Hyuji has pulled up in an ostentatious sports car with them suicide doors. Can I say that on YouTube? I'm just referring to the doors. And she is in this red suit that I immediately paused the drama to look up. I'm like, girl, this is cute. It's like a little shorts suit though. Cause at first I thought it was like a skirt, but they're like shorts and then like a vest and a suit jacket. And then she got on like a white heel and a purse. I might have went with like a gold heel, but she had a white heel and a purse and she was giving. Hair was laid and she is giving it for the paparazzi. She's turning this way and that. And like I said, I stopped and I'm like, does Fashion Nova happen to have this suit? Because I would wear this. I couldn't find it. Anyway, so everybody else is arriving in traditional hanboks. So this is kind of an issue because she's rocking her 3-piece short suit. She looks amazing, but she is supposed to be dressed in traditional Korean wear. So, what she's trying to do is to get sales up for her company, Castle Beauty, right? The whole world is watching, they're taking pictures, and she accomplishes her mark. The funny thing is as soon as I press play, all of the people like in the country who are watching on TV, they're doing what I just did. They are looking up this outfit online and they are purchasing it. Her staff back at headquarters is like posting it, put it everywhere, make sure it's tagged, make sure the purse, the shoes, the makeup, the outfit is there, and people are buying up everything. And next thing you know, it's sold out. So if she don't accomplish anything else at this party, she done made some money. And I'm like, yes, secure your bag, Mother. So after her glamorous arrival and intro, she's in and we find out why she's being ostracized, why they were talking trash when she was in school. Turns out her daddy was a Rolling Stone. We know about that. And she's the daughter of her dad's mistress. Dum, dum, dum. Because she's illegitimate, these girls are running their mouths and she can hear them. Like they're at the table, like a table away from her. They've got like those standing tables like they have at bars, and she's drinking. And these girls are over here, you know, in their traditional wear talking trash. So in true Manuel form, again, you need to watch Hotel de Luna if you haven't. If you have watched it, you know she breaks a glass on the table, turns around and gives him a stink eye and reads him for filth. Okay, and I was like, yes, that's the IU I know. So then her nothing half brother shows up. He's legitimate, so I guess, you know, he has more status. And he's being a pain in the butt. She handles it better than me, like Go Girl. They both run businesses under her father's company. Daddy is the one with the money. She's got the classy stuff from what I can garner from this conversation. So like the upscale side of the business. And her baby bro is essentially bargain bin, which I ain't mad at it because I shop at Ross. Don't play. Ross, Marshalls, don't play. So she's like, yeah, you got that bargain bin stuff. And he basically tells her, like, you have to sell expensive stuff to make yourself feel better because basically you illegitimate. So they go back and forth a little bit. She's feeling away. He's feeling away. And he's like, in the end, we together today at this because neither one of us are royalty. So let's go sit at our little spots. So we're finally inside at the dinner. Hiju got to sit in the back because she's not a noble person. Her brother right next to her. So they, for all that back and forth about who's better, they sitting in the same spot. They're all waiting for Prince Ian, who, remember, he showered. And then he went to go take a nap. Pray for me, y'all. So he's tall. He's giving regal. He waltzes in late. And Queen, a.k.a. they call her Debbie Mama. And they say Debbie Mama a lot in this show. Like, first couple episodes, I'm like, Debbie Mama. Debbie Mama. That's how I learned the word. She looks pissed. So, just to give you some backstory here, she is the mother, not the father. That would be a different show. She's the mother of the crowned king right now, but the king is a little baby. He's 8 years old and it's his birthday today. But Ian was the brother of the late king who passed away. All right. It's a lot of politics in this one. So Ian waltzes in. Ian is regal. He is tall. He has all the things, right? And he comes in wearing a casual ceremonial coat when they're all supposed to be dressed up for his nephew's birthday in like the traditional royal hanbok, right? But he's in like a casual one. It looked good though, y'all. It looked real good. Like whoever did the costuming for this show, hey sis, and I know y'all been getting backlash and we'll talk about that later, but you made him look good the whole show. You made Mother IU look good the whole show. You be proud of yourself because yes. All right. So he gets up there and she like, hey, why you not dressed the way, Debbie Mama? It's like, hey, why you not dressed the way you supposed to be dressed for my son's birthday? She being a little flip. And I'm kind of like, you married into the family. No, you're not talking to me like that. But she gonna piss you off the whole show because she pissed me off the whole show. I wanted to a few times. So anyway, oh, I got my camera going crazy. So anyway, he says in defense of what he's wearing that his nephew bought him this fabric, and the queen is ready to poop bricks. She takes it as an insult. Meanwhile, the press is eating it up. The pictures are going out because, girl, he looks good. And the queen tries to pull it like, you need to go change. And Ian is like, I got to sit so everyone else can sit. And everybody in the room is standing up because he's waltzed in late. He is royalty. So everybody is standing up waiting for him and nobody can eat until he's there. So he like, oh, you gonna make them wait to eat because you want me to change clothes? That's what we finna do? And baby boy speaks up and he is so cute. He's like, you look great. Oh, he's cute. He's 8 years old. He's adorable. So it kind of gets resolved. She still look mad. Ian sits. The whole city, we flash to the whole city and they're celebrating. There's like light shows and stuff because everybody is celebrating baby King's birthday. And you see like the city is turned up. Like everybody's in the streets. It's like a big festival happening. So they have him do something that's traditional. Sweet baby writes a birthday wish, which is really selfless, which means, you know, he kind of been raised well. He asked for good health for his mommy and for his uncle, which Debbie Mama looks a little pissed that he asked for good health for his uncle. And I'm like, you finna be problematic. This episode 1, I clocked her coming in the door. So he wishes health for his uncle, for his mommy, and for happiness for the people. That sounds like a good little future king to me. But he a baby, and we'll understand in a minute why that's an issue. So then they do this beautiful lights display that I really need to go to South Korea one day for a number of reasons to see this display. It's like fireworks, but they put it on like ropes. And if I could put a clip in here, I will. And it kind of is like at eye level, and they like swirl in the air, and it is so flipping cool. It's really eye catching. And we find out in this scene, or after this scene rather, that Hee-ju is friends with the prime minister, who actually played a crazy angel in that Genie K-drama. I don't know if y'all remember that. I saw it. It was okay, but he does play a crazy angel in it, so I remembered him immediately. They banter a bit, and it's a little cute. Like, he's a little flirty. She like Opa. And they're comfortable. He was her senior in high school, and he's the only one really at this party who engages with her and treats her like semi-well. Like, everybody else is kind of ignoring her, even her brother, right? So he compliments her and about her passion, her work as the brand ambassador for Castle Beauty. And she mentions that she's illegitimate. Like, she just brings up the obvious, like, hey, I'm nobody special. And he like, hey, listen, don't talk about yourself like that. He corrects her like, you my friend, you're not gonna talk bad about yourself. And I'm like, yes, King, I like that. But then he gets on her case about being careful about breaking the rules with her outfit, because she's in this 3-piece baddie outfit. But he doesn't want anybody to be offended, because he knows that people are already going to treat her differently. And it's really sweet. She teases him about his outfit. It's pink. It's very pink. Pink like this Mike pink. I like pink, but you know, he in a pink handbook, and she teases him about it, and it's cute. So it must have got to him, because we flipped to the next scene and he didn't change clothes. He's in a full suit. And I was like, was this the part of the party where they could change? Or was he like, baby girl didn't like my outfit, so let me switch? I don't know. But he goes to talk to Prince Ian. Prince Ian has requested an audience. And Ian is teasing him, the prime minister, about the women staring at both of them. Like, oh, at the party, you know, they've been getting at us. And Ian talks about getting married because Debbie Mama, his sister-in-law, the queen, has been hounding him about it. She annoying, y'all. So currently he serves as the Prince Regent, which means he does most of the work that his 8-year-old nephew cannot, even though he's like the king, which irritates the queen. She doesn't like that Ian basically overshadows her son. And as cute as the 8-year-old is, Ian is this tall man with aura and presence. Of course he's still in the show. This is who they look to, right? The baby is cute, but we're not going to look to the baby. He a baby. He ain't ready to rule yet. And I'll talk more about how she grinds my gears later. So Ian does some reverse psychology on the prime minister about how if he gets married, he won't be able to fulfill the duties of Prince Regent anymore. And that'll be more work on the prime minister. So he basically is baiting him to go against the queen. So apparently, as we learned early, baby boy, Prince Ian, likes to have others fight his battles. Not what I want my man to be like, but maybe he'll get better in the end. Fingers crossed, y'all. So, next thing you know, IU is walking around trying to get reception on her phone, because you're not supposed to take pictures in this place. Like, cell phone reception, I guess, is cut off. And she runs into the Grand Prince, Prince Ian. So he says, Idum, which means name. Idum, Idum, sorry, babe. Bottom, sorry, babe. If you know, you know. Anyway, he gets on her case about loitering in a place she shouldn't be in. And he tells her if she is gone at the count of 3, he'll let her go. And then he leans into her, which he does often. He leans in with this cute little smirk on his face. I can't do it. He fine. I can't do it. It says, it's the least I can do for a junior alum. And you like, wait, junior alum? Did they go to school together? Was he at the fancy school? Yes. Yes, they did. Then boom, right in the middle of this little encounter, there is a fire. Ian is panicking. Why? Because his big brother, the former king, died in a fire. Similarly. So he runs over, leaving her there like, hey, I'm gone. And he just freezes outside of the building where the fire is. Hee-ju, follows because, you know, she nosy like I am. And she's standing there watching, like wondering what's going on, right? Then this, I don't have nice words to say about Debbie Mama, but the queen smacks him like, bat. like he started it. And she's looking for her son. She's like in a panic, like, where's my son? Baby boy comes out the side door over like, hey, I'm over here. I'm here, mom. What's going on? And Ian like, this heifer smacks me. IU, aka Hiju, sees it all. Drama, 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 drama. We find out that 2 years ago, when the king died in the fire, he kind of ran out in much the same way when his brother died, and saw him on a stretcher dead. So it sounds like Debbie Mama is trying to blame my boy Ian. And I'm like, he ain't killed nobody. Because y'all would make us fall in love with this man. And he out here killing his brother. So sad note, Hiju is leaving at this point. They're trying to keep it on the wraps. The prime minister is like, don't let nobody know. The country is still recovering from the fact that the late king died in this way. So they can't know about this fire. So they keep it on the wraps. Good thing that they don't have any cell phone reception because, you know, people be recording. So anyway, Hiju is leaving. She's going to her sports car. And who's out there? Hyejong, who is my favorite character. She is adorable. She is loyal and like she dresses in a very androgynous way. Like nice wide leg slacks, vest, a little tie sometimes, and a collared shirt. She got like a little short haircut. She is so cute. She's one of my favorites and she's a little sassy. So we find out how Ian and Hiju first met after this as she's getting in the car riding with her assistant back home. In school, she stole a key to the archery range and was practicing out in the range and she's not supposed to. And he catches her, Prince Ian. And he says the same thing he said back then, you know, when he caught her trying to find cell phone reception. So back in school, he said the same thing. Idum. And like this commanding voice. Name. Then Soso, which means affiliation. I might not be pronouncing it right. I am no Korean specialist. Just walk with me, y'all. So then he gives her a spiel about like violating school rules. It's a lot of flashbacks, y'all. And it's cute. So they go back and forth. They banter about her not being allowed to use the archery range. Seems like you got to have like status just to practice archery. And I'm like, man, y'all really bogus about this whole if I'm born into the right family thing. Like, chill. So we get this ongoing theme of her being broken down and treated differently because of the fact that class just gives her the short end of the stick. And I'm not mad at her. It's not her fault that she was born, you know, illegitimately. Is it her fault that her daddy was having an affair? Now, her mama's fault for laying with a married man, her daddy's fault for stepping out on his marriage, for sure. But nobody treats her daddy badly, and he was the one fooling around. Like, I was so irritated about this. Like, how dare you? Whew. Okay, so now let me talk about my current least favorite character, because then it switches again. And I really wanted to have empathy for this chick, but I have none. Okay, we on episode none, and I have one, and I have no sympathy for her. So, Debbie Mama, you know I'm talking about Debbie Mama. At this point, you gotta know Okay, so she feels like no one cares about her 8-year-old king because Ian overshadows him. And girl, let the kid be a kid. As a mother, let the kid be a kid. But I'm like, girl, what do you want the baby to do? Your baby can't run the country no matter how bad you want it, unless you feel like you're supposed to run it, in which case say that. She's so jealous that everyone like kowtows to Prince Ian and no one checks for her baby. Like after the fire, she felt like, oh, y'all wanted to know where Prince Ian was, but y'all didn't care about where my baby was. We already knew your baby was safe. Like, chill. I'm sorry, but it's jealousy. And her tantrums and power plays are irritating. And if I know a K-drama like I know a K-drama, she gonna get worse before she get better. Because again, we're in episode 1 and she already pissing me off. So I know they setting her up for something big. So she got this poor PTSD man flashing back to how his daddy, the former king, would dismiss him. Prince Ian, like, dang, girl, chill. His dad would even, like, keep changing his name to humble him, right? The queen keeps pushing, at this point, she meets with Ian, for him to marry and to pledge allegiance to her. To her, okay, by marrying a woman of her choosing. I would have told her that I would rather die. Okay, I'm not. So surprise, surprise, we flash again. We follow me. We flash him. Hiju Daddy is trying to marry her off as well. He is currently my second least favorite character because you not gonna run me. I'm grown. I wish you would. So I feel like he hates his daughter. Like he dismisses how brilliant she is, how talented she is, how she has built Castle Beauty in the way that she has, how she is just running things. And she seems to be like an advertising like dynamo. She knows how to get the crowds to buy things and to be interested in stuff. And even though sometimes for me, it feels as though she's more of like, she tends to be an attention seeker. You got to understand why, because everyone dismisses her no matter how brilliant she is. And it's frustrating. So Dad is sitting there trying to get Hiju to get married. Her half brother and his wife, the girl, Hiju is surrounded by idiots. So this sets the scene for basically what is going to become a usual contractual marriage trope, right? We love a contractual marriage in a C-drama, in a webtoon. We love a contractual marriage where two people are like, oh, we wasn't really feeling each other like that, but we got to get married for both of our sakes. The next thing you know, oh my God, I love you. Yes, yes, yes. So you see where it's going. So there is a higher rank official who exchanges words with Ian before he decides to take some time off. He's leaving and going to his private residence. This guy will pop back up. I can't remember his name right now. Lord like Young or something like that. I don't know. I feel like he might be a stabby type of guy. He feels like a threat to Lord Ian. I don't like the way he talking to him. He giving slithery snake vibes. We'll see. So they still talk about how he was in that cholik, the outfit he wore instead of the traditional hanbok, because that's like a hunting garment, which I feel like maybe might be a thematic choice. Because can I spoiler you? Because he, like, Ian really does want to run things on his nephew's behalf. And him wearing a hunting garb to his nephew's dinner is almost like, I'm hunting for your spot. Did I have a thought? Call me designer Nim. Let me know if I'm right. So the queen rants about how the grand prince is stealing her son's shine and is aggravating. She is like venting to Lord Young, and he like, girl, we got to chill. We got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Because he is still the Prince Regent. So we got to move in a very subtle way. Meanwhile, Ian then left and went to his private residence. And I'm like, boo, I am not mad at you. Get out of there, because it's snakes, it's thieves in the temple tonight. Anyway, so IU at the same time is looking at hubby prospects. Like legit, she is like on a website. I don't know, like, is it Tinder for rich people? Whatever it is, but she's scrolling through, and most of them, she's like, they rich, but they ugly. I need somebody to match my freak, like somebody who's a baddie like me. And she's like, are there any politicians or somebody like that? And her friend, not her friend, her assistant is like, girl, they care about prestige over money. They don't care about your money. They need you to have title. And she like, listen, is it too much to ask for somebody who is rich and fine like me? We get what the show is about. She realizes who got the goods. Light bulb goes off in her head. Now, let me pause here and say, I think she should have gone for the prime minister. And I know that's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. But I really feel like the prime minister would have folded. He would have been like, yes, I do. I'll take you right now. And listen, the love story would have been just as good to me, because I like the prime minister. It's something, he's got all these sharp features. But also, I feel like I'm finna give away spoilers for other episodes. Just watch it, y'all. But I feel like maybe it's because he didn't shoot a shot when he should have shot a shot. Like, some people just wait too late. Like, you didn't know me all this time and you didn't come get me. I've been just sitting here looking fine and rich all this time, and you didn't decide, let me hit her up. I digress. However, she goes for the best of the best because she's a baddie. And she's like, baby, I deserve the best of the best. She decides she's going to go after Prince Ian. And why not? Period. Get you a prince, mother. Meanwhile, there's an outcry because the Grand Prince wore this cholik to a formal event. Like, the lords and officials are making statements about it. They feeling away. But he looks so good that the public is like, we forgive him because he was fine. And I'm like, yes, I agree. Yes. So the next like 17 minutes are a montage of, and I'm not rushing, like really, it's a montage of IU trying to get a meeting with the Grand Prince. He's off at his private residence. He's enjoying reading in the rain and being dressed for the heavens. Like when I pick up a book to read, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be dressed for the heavens, but he over here like, what? Yes. Mm-hmm. Correct. Right. It's good. So he's dressed to the T and he is reading in the rain. Whoever did the wardrobe, once again, Nuna, stylist Nuna. Yes, good job, girl. He looks princely in every frame, even in his pajamas. The man's pajamas are princely. Oh my gosh. So she keeps Hiju, played by IU. She keeps sending requests to meet with Prince Ian, and he is playing hard to get. No, Missy. The part that was fun was because it's nice to see the female lead shamelessly in pursuit of the male node. And again, if you haven't seen IU in Hotel Del Luna, watch her. Manuel is one of her best roles. I love her when she's in boss lady mode. I just feel like maybe that's how IU she is in real life or something, because she just leans into it. But his turning her down, like, that does something for her. Like, she like, oh, you gonna make me chase you? Bet. So she goes harder and harder. Meanwhile, Debbie Mama is scheme, plot. And did I mention I can't stand her? She's still scheming. She trying to put spies around Prince Ian and everything. Just a mess. So then there's this cute scene with Hiju. She's eating with her assistant, Miss Doe, and she gets so mad that the whole office has been eating like this bomb chicken from this new chicken place and not telling her about it. Same girl. And let me get a bite. Finally, she gets an audience by referring to herself, an audience with Prince Ian, by referring to herself as his junior alum, like he said when they ran into each other in the garden. Idem. And then so. And then being like, I'll be nice to a junior alum. So he gets this message. His assistant, who I haven't mentioned yet, but his assistant is adorable. Love him. He's going to keep coming back up. But he's like, oh, you're going to say yes this time? And he's like, yeah, how could I deny a junior alum? And he agrees to meet with her. I don't know if he wanted all along for her to mention being a junior alum or their connection, because she came different ways, like, oh, as the director of Castle Beauty, as someone who is a loyal member of South Korea. She came in so many different ways. And he's like, nope, deny, upso. And so finally, she says junior alum, and he's like, yep, I'll go with that. He was really playing hard to get. So she sees it that she finally gets her meeting, and the look of relief on Mother's face. I'm like, yes, girl, you did it. Good. Hold on. Where's my applause button? Yeah. So Mother comes to her meeting dressed to the nines. Hair, toss, jewelry, and fit on point. We got spies that report to Debbie Mama that Hiju is there. Did I mention I can't stand her nosy tail? Talk about sister-in-law from hell. Rage bait. I don't know why people said this episode was slow, episode 1, because I felt like the tension between these two is nice. Like, I feel it. It's apparent that he feeling her, but he playing. Ian be playing the long game. I'm watching him. So, Mother, IU, Hiju, jumps right in and proposes when she sits down with the prince. Leg crossed, outfit on fleek, and looks at her like, hey, we should get married. The prince is at a loss for words. We get the eye zoom in, and this man got the nerve to smile. The little smirk he does is really cute. Like, I love it. I'm going to beat on the mic. Thus ends episode 1. That's basically all of episode 1. 56 minutes and 50 seconds. Psych! There's an after credit scene. I love the after credit scenes. So anyway, 1, we get his answer. He flat out tells her, nah, girl, we're not getting married. And she like, he turned me down? Have you seen me? Have you seen me? But he tells her no. And then we get a glimpse of angry Debbie Mama. Sis is always angry, and some more drama to come. But the cutest and most telling part is it flashes back to when the prince and Hiju were in school together. And he makes a decree after catching her in the archery range trying to practice before the competition, he makes a decree so that everyone at the school can practice archery in the range she snuck into, thus alleviating her whole need to sneak around and her fear of getting in trouble. Also proof that he liked her all along, or also that he's fair, but also that he liked her all along. So we have officially made it to episode 2 of Perfect Crown. We are back in time when Hiju, Prince Ian, and the Prime Minister were in school together. It's the day of the archery contest, and surprise, 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 Grand Prince Ian and Hiju are on opposing teams. But sis has gotten better because Ian made that decree that anybody could use the archery range. Good stuff. So Prime Minister Boo and Hiju are together on the same team. It's the day of the contest, and that dirtbag Minisok, the one who Minsok, the one who at the beginning was talking trash about her for having better grades than him and being illegitimate because he's a hater. He's talking trash about her and about her being illegitimate again, and how she is no good at archery. But apparently, my girl has been practicing. She's gotten better. And one of his teammates is like, oh, she's been practicing. She's gotten pretty good. But before a dude can talk, Minsuk can talk too much trash, Ian says, watch your mouth. Your vulgarity offends my eyes and ears. I'm going to have to use that. I don't know how, but I'm going to find a way to use that. Your vulgarity offends my eyes and ears. Nice. Baby, you can't tell me he wasn't already feeling mother at this point. He had to be. So it's 4 teams, right? And it's a total representative for their houses. So there are 4 houses. It kind of gives like Harry Potter vibes. Each house has a different color. And then they have a team of representatives for each house that's part of this archery contest. So they letting them arrows fly. Prime Minister Bay, boom, 10 points. Minsok, oh, hate and tail, 9 points. Next up is Hiju versus Ian, and Ian's daddy, the king, is there. I don't like him either. I don't feel like he like his son. Okay? Like, why are you mad at me? And maybe it'll come up later, but I just feel like he treats his child with such disdain. Like, there is no fatherly love. Like, I know in some dramas you find out later, like, oh, he did it to prepare him to be, you know, in charge. No, you're just evil. Anyway, I don't know what kind of king he was when he was ruling, but he was not winning daddy of the year. Feel me? Appa of the year. So he feels away because the headmaster tells him that it was because of Prince Ian, his son, that everyone was allowed access to the practice range. And he kind of makes a face like, oh, really? So by now, Ian looks up and he sees that daddy is up there. So now Hiju shoots 9 points, and then Ian shoots 10 points. So the competition is tense, all right? We're going up against each other. So our sweet prime minister hits her with the Ginshana, Ginshana. It's okay. We're still in the game, girly pop. It's okay. I like him. He's very, soothing. He's good. So the competition is going. Daddy King is unimpressed. Like, I don't know why he came. Like, you don't like nobody. Why are you here? Even though his son's team is in the lead, he's just like, it's still going. He's still got time to lose. Like, what? So Hiju hits a 9 again and looks over at sexy Prince Ian, and he shoots. He hits the target. They make eye contact. You feel the tension, baby. It's at this point I realize he reminds me of handsome Squidward. No offense. He's attractive, but at this moment when they making the eye contact and it's real intense, I'm like, oh, you look like handsome Squidward. If you ain't watched SpongeBob, I don't know if we should even be talking right now. But all right, do with that what you will. So anyway, then we're back in the present where, if you recall, Mother, IU, Hiju on the show, has proposed to the Grand Prince. And he takes out his fan. And he takes it out. And he's fluttering. He's giving us eyes, all eyes, fan flutter. And then he closes it. Very sexy. I like it. She like, you're not surprised? And he's like, nah, baby girl. What are your terms? He's like, people always propose to your boy. And he indicates a stack of gifts off in the corner, which are, I guess, marriage proposal gifts. It's a lot of bold heifers out here, apparently. And understandably, Heejoo looks a little bit shocked. But his flirty tail tucks this dang fan under his chin. Wait, let me get my fan back. And he's smoldering at her. Actually, I think he had it like this. He's just giving her the little assessment look. Like, come on, give me your terms. He is playing with us. He's playing with us, and I love it. I love it all. And her response is finally, okay, I'm rich, boo. And he's like, be more creative. Like, I got money. And she's like, we have familiarity. We know each other. She points to her pedigree. Like, hey, I'm a business owner. Who her father is. Her acumen. Listen, my family won't overstep. They will stay out of her business. And he's still like, and what else? And she's like, hey, I can take the heat and the backlash of the press. I've been doing it for forever. I can deal with dating you. And he's like, the teensy is a bit swayed by this. Then, IU says we can get a divorce when the contract is over. And he's like, so what else? What else you got? And she's like, I'm a baddie. And he's like, and? Like, looking at her like, baby, I'm a baddie too. I'm handsome Squidward. Let me stop. But he's looking like, I'm a baddie too. And so meanwhile, the queen's spy and is listening at the door. The assistant catches her and the negotiations are continuing. So the scene switches as these two are having like their little banter. And Debbie Mama is scheme, plotting again. She's brought this bland girl in. And no offense to the actress that plays her. I think they wanted her to look bland next to IU. But they bring this bland chick in that we all know she's going to try to use to foist this girl off on the Grand Prince. So the title pops up and we see my fave, Miss Doe, looking for Boss Lady, who is in her outfit in a blue top, black leather skirt, smiling and looking pleased as punch. All right. I laugh because Miss Doe is trying to get the tea from the meeting with the prince. Like, hey, like what happened? And she's like, are they going to make you drink poison? Like, girl, what? Why? Is that a thing? And Heejoo was like, he rejected me. And she's like, girl, why you smiling? Ian always playing games. So we flash back to him basically declining her and basically saying he values something more than what she had to offer. And I'm like, do tell. I'm gonna be stuck on them fans now. Where them fans at? Okay, so of course she wants to know what he says to her. Like, what is it that you need? What is it that you want me to offer? Tell me. And he says to her, can you give it to me? Sir, what? She's like, what is it that you're looking for? And he's like, but is it something you can actually give to me? Can you deliver? I'm like, what are we talking about? So it turns out his lifelong dream is to marry for love. Aww. His assistant says he was mean to her. He's like, oh, you was mean to her. I like his assistant. He's a sweetie pie. But Miss Doe, who is talking to Heejoo, is like, I agree. It was romantic. But she's like, I'll find you a new candidate. Like, he has romantic, thought processes about marriage. But, let's find you a new candidate. You don't want to marry for love. You're just trying to get this done. And Heejoo is like, nah, girl. I don't give up that quick. I think that made her feistier. Like, he turned me down, period. Watch me get this man. So Miss Doe is like criticizing how Heejoo did things. But our smart leading lady realizes that the prince is very eccentric, like she is. And her crazy matches his crazy. And it's what kind of sets her apart. So she's like, I'm not finna give up because I match his freak. So it's okay. We're going to get this together. I do like that they made it so that Miss Doe, who is Heejoo's assistant, can talk to her like a friend, like they tight. She doesn't treat her like she's an underling. And you can see that even though Heejoo has been ostracized for not having like the class and the clout like other people do, that she doesn't treat other people badly because of it. And that I just kind of caught that as a writing credit, and I like it. So in the midst of all this, like I said, Debbie Mama is still on her scheme, plotting. So she's looking for a woman to saddle poor Ian with. She got that bland girl and everything. And now she's got IU on her radar because that little snitch maid been spying. One of the maids been spying. She a snitch. So IU, on the other hand, is plotting herself. she enlisted one of her employees to help her be Johnny on the spot wherever the prince is. And this employee is dedicated to his job. I've seen him in other dramas. I like him. He always is kind of like comedic relief. So he ends up calling all his people, shaking down all of his connections, and he is able to find out where Prince Ian spends all of his time, like gets the man's schedule. And I'm like, that sounds illegal. However, good job. So he gives Miss Doe this little hard drive, which is a cat's paw, and then they do like a meow sound. I don't know why, but it was funny to me. And it's got all the Prince's whereabouts on it. And then he asks like, oh, am I part of like Director Nim's team now? And she's like, oh yeah, you're part of the team. She knows how to play the game, so she gives him his props. So the prince looks beautiful. He's carefree. We flashed him. He is riding a white horse because what other kind of horse would a prince ride? So he's riding a white horse. He's exhaling, seeming to be free. He's got his own space. He's out of the castle. And Jew rides up like a bat out of you nowhere, flirting. Talk about, I missed you. In her most unserious way. And she does one of his moves and leans in with a little smirk. And it's cute. It's cute. And he's a little bit unnerved because I'm telling you, he's always liked her. I don't care what anybody says. So then she rides away and leaves him there like, how did this girl find me? And then she pops up the next day while the man is trying to eat. And she flirts again. Hey, baby, I missed you. She don't say baby, but hey, I miss you. And he tries to leave and she's like, oh, are you headed to the cat shelter? Like, boy, I know your schedule. You're not going to get away from me. And mother is on your set. So he loves cats, by the way. He looks shocked that she knows about this. Then he's like, you dared to run a background check on me, the Prince Regent? And she's like, yup, because you said you wanted to marry for love. And I'm going to get you. Get him, Ayushi. So, mother's on the chase. She's popping up everywhere, throwing hearts, saying how much she missed him. She even pops up when he tried to sneak to go see a movie. The man couldn't even go see a movie. And I'm like, girl, he don't have no privacy as is. And he leaves the theater. She's trying to share popcorn and he like, I'm out. Then she tries to jog with the man as he's out jogging. And it is something about the way that men in K-dramas jog. Like they got this upright military jog. And they look very handsome when they jog. So she runs up. She has this long visor on. It's like out to here. Pops it up like, hey. And he just outruns her. And it's hilarious because IU was like my height. She like 5'2", I think. I have to fact check myself. And he's this tall, 6 foot whatever man. So he just outruns her and boom, he gone. So instead of being annoyed with everything that she's been doing, he goes to have new clothes made so he can look flawless whenever she pops up. It's so cute. He's like, no, how do I look in this? Is this okay? No, she could pop. If I'm going to be stalked, I got to look good for the person stalking me. And I'm like, that's one way to look at it. So meanwhile, IU's family has not given up on trying to marry her off and hook her up. And I got to be honest, at this point, I am unreasonably annoyed with her sister-in-law and her lazy brother who wants her job but never goes to work at his own company. Like every time we see dude, he is hanging with his wife. Like they kick it like little kids. And I'm glad y'all got a good marriage, but how you want to take my job and you don't even do your own job? Come on now. Come on now. So anyway, sister-in-law calls her and is like, hey, don't forget that blind date we had you set up for. And she's like being real pushy, like, do you need me to come do your makeup? Do you need me to blah, blah, blah? And IU was like, I'm straight, goodbye. As if mother would let you do her makeup. Have you lost your mind? So she's backed into this blind date by her pushy sister-in-law. And she decides to move up the time of the date and have the guy meet her at a museum. The museum has all artwork donated by who? The Regent, Prince Ian. She's on her grind to get this man. So the guy's decent looking. In fact, he's in another drama that's out right now. It's something about a nemesis. Oh God, y'all, my brain today. Something about this woman who is supposed to be his nemesis that comes from the past and they encounter each other. I've seen a lot of clips of it on online, but I don't know, like the two main leads, they don't draw me. So I don't know. If y'all want me to watch it though, I'll watch it. Put it in the comments. I can't think of the name of it, but if y'all want me to watch it, I'll watch it and we'll talk about it. So anyway, She's on a date with this guy. He seems nice enough. He actually seems very polite. And she's looking at the artwork that Ian donated, mostly of cats, and ignoring this guy. She even tells the man like she's money laundering for fun. And he looking at her like, girl, what? She even tells the poor guy that her dad is marrying her off so she doesn't gain more power and kick her lazy brother to the curb. So this guy's looking overwhelmed because she's doing everything she can to turn him off, but she's doing it in such a casual, no-nonsense way that you kind of believe her, you know, what she's saying. So as she's seeing all the paintings of cats from Ian, she's clocking that Ian likes cats. Then she tells this poor fella, she's like, hey, I can give you money. She steps up into his face and is like, but can you handle me? Can you devote yourself to me so I can reach the very top? Because baby, I got goals. And I'm surprised he ain't run immediately. She's giving him mad aggressive, mad scary, mad intimidating, and that doesn't seem to be his kink. So A. Choi, who is the prince's assistant, I think I've just been calling him assistant to the prince, but his name is A. Choi. He interrupts. He's at the museum, and dude is behind her like, you can see the wheels in his head turning, the dude she's on the date with. He's thinking about life choices. I didn't even learn his name because I knew he wasn't going to be there long. So essentially, she doesn't introduce A. Choi to him. She like talks to A. Choi and then turns around to the guy like, oh, my bad. I didn't introduce you. I should have done that. Dude basically runs. He's like, I don't think we're going to work out. I'm going to head out. And she almost seems a bit disappointed. Like, nobody can handle me. And I'm like, girl, you did everything you could to run him away. But I guess I get it. So then A. Choi goes back and tells the prince, like, hey, I saw Hee-ju with a man. And talks about how cool he is. And the prince almost blows the gasket, like, how dare you come tell me how cool some other guy that Hee-ju was out with. So he starts teasing A. Choi about where this picture of yet another cat that he had brought back from the museum should be hung in his room at. No, it should be there. No, it should be there. Kind of getting back at him for calling the guy that Hee-ju was out with cool. So Ian talks about how the queen is from a long line of 4 generations, I believe, 4 generations of queens. Now, she never fraternized with Hee-ju, basically because Miss Ma'am is a snob and Hee-ju doesn't have status. So A. Choi then teases the question that I've had in my mind. Who would win between Hee-ju and Debbie Mama? Now, we know who has the most power, but who is the most bold? Who is the most persistent? I don't know. You know, I would like for it to be Mother, but Debbie Mama is ruthless. Like, I feel like there's lots of stuff that we still have not parceled out about her and her level of crazy. Just my thought. That's my thought. So the prince gets on A. Choi's case for this query. But A. Choi has done his homework on Hee-ju. And despite his better sensibilities, Ian is interested. I would like to posit that he's always been interested, but that's me. So basically, what his background check showed up is that our girl is a workaholic. She only hangs out with Miss Doe, my girl. She has no friends and she really lives a quiet life. She stays out of trouble despite what seems to be her flashy, ostentatious persona. However, Choi says she's alone because of her temper. What you know, A. Choi. She always fought in school and never lost a fight, according to him. Ian kind of gives an annoying smile because he knew her in school. Like, he knows what it is. And he probably realizes that she had to fight because somebody was always up in her face about how dope she was. But whatever. So Joy continues to ponder a standoff between Debbie Mama and Hee-ju, and they have their little moment. He gets a little overexcited with, like, his bang pow reenactment. You know, and the prince is just not having it. He's just over there serving face. Like, you done? And Choi apologizes and kind of kowtows and shovels out. Now we go back again and we get some backstory on how crazy Debbie Mama is. And I want to tell you, I was right not to like this lady. She is really crazy. So we flash back. The former king, the firstborn of Prince Ian's father, right? And Debbie Mama's late husband. He had a handwritten letter. He sat and wrote down a letter to abdicate. He was stepping down from the throne. And he wanted to pass it over to his brother. He literally says that stepping down from the throne, that abdicating is better than dying. Why you think he gonna die? What's going on? What is this court intrigue? Who trying to kill you? Why do you look so sad? Also, the person they cast to be Prince Ian's brother, I think we could have did better, but okay. So, Debbie Mama, as this man is writing down his letter to abdicate the throne, is yelling, and she is carrying on. She said, it would be better for you to die than for you to abdicate. You apparently don't love your husband. This is apparently not a love match. She said, I would rather see you dead. I would rather you die. Talking about for the sake of the crown prince, and then takes the letter and burns it in his face. And he just watches. And then he's like, my queen, my queen. And next we flash to the palace burning down, or to the room where he was burning down, which is reminiscent of the fire in episode 1, which begs, did she do it? Did somebody connected to her do it? Because I don't trust her. I don't trust Debbie Mama. So we flash to all of this burning down, and the king comes out on a stretcher. He is dead. Who did it? We don't know. She don't look upset enough to me. She looks a bit concerned, but not upset. If my man had just died after we had a fight, oh my, I would be spazzing out, but she looked too calm for me. Ian then looks down at his brother on the stretcher, uncovers him, and there's zero emotion on his face. And then he's like, where's my nephew? Where's my nephew? And I'm like, this family dynamic is a little off. So after this, we flash to Ian waking up from this memory, and Debbie Mama is in another room, in another place deep in thought. Hajiman, seems that Prince Ian hasn't been sleeping. He's apparently traumatized. That fire that just happened probably dredged up some memories, right? And in the midst of all this, Ian is basically on vacation. He's taking a break. The 8-year-old king is now being prepared for a ceremony. And let me stop here and say, I could forgive Debbie Mama if she was a good mommy. But girl, she can't seem to do that right. She is so obsessed with power, with control, with status, that she can barely cater to the little 8-year-old baby's needs. And y'all, he is so cute. And I don't usually fall in love with kids like that in drama, because in a love story, I really don't want no kids in it. I just want to be in love. But that's just me. I got a kid in real life. Anyway, I love my kid. But she just has no care for her child. She's telling her 8-year-old, you have to be present with dignity and prove to the world that you can run everything without your uncle. He's 8. The baby is 8. Girl, no, he can't. Her expectations for this child are pure insanity. She makes me mad. Meanwhile, 8 Choi is telling Ian, oh, your nephew has this ceremony today. And Ian is like, he can handle it. He got it. And 8 Choi is like, but can he? But Choi is like, maybe you should go help him. And he like, why should I? Why should I go and help him? And you can see Ian being like, I'm tired of doing everything and being disrespected. Meanwhile, the poor man looks sick, like he's sweating bullets. And so we know one of them classic K-drama scenes of the MC being sick is coming. So at the same time, Heju is also getting ready for this event. I love her home layout and her office. Opulence. So she's shopping in her gorgeous closet, because I don't know how else to put it. This is a mall in a closet. And Miss Doe is on the phone telling her what she picked out was. Like, it's fresh from the dry cleaners, where it was a cute little pink suit, very conservative. And Heju apparently likes red, because she's looking at this red outfit. And Miss Doe is on the phone like, girl, wear what I told you. Don't put on too much perfume. Don't wear them flashy earrings. This is a different type of vacation. And Heju was like, girl, is we on the video call? How do you know what I'm looking at? Because she's looking at all the stuff that Miss Doe is telling her not to. But she a flashy type of girly. So Heju actually listens. She puts on what she's told. It's a cute, classy fit. I like it on her. Miss Doe is adorable as usual. She's got like a little page boy outfit vibe. I like her. So the cute little king, a little 8-year-old baby, he goes to this event and his mom is not with him. Again, I want to smack her. Why you sending this baby alone? And the baby is scared. He nervous. He's just there with guards. His mom's not there. The lady who seems to be like his nursemaid is not there either. And there's all these officials and stuff waiting for him to come and present this award. And I feel bad for him. But then walks in Prince Ian. And he busting the fit as usual. Looking like money, cha-ching. So the guard has the nerve, the unmitigated gall, to step in front of Prince Ian before he could get to his nephew. And Ian immediately checks him like, you dare stand in my way? Or do you dare stand in the king's way? Remember who you work for. So then he lets the security know, like, y'all security measures are trash. Because basically I shouldn't have been able to get here in the first place. Trash. So anyway, they start kowtowing and scraping. And I'm like, yes. Where my applause button? Tell them what it is. Remember who's in charge around here. All right, we love a feline uncle, okay? So it turns out Baby King called his uncle for help, and he came. So even though he was like, he got it, he could do it, he came. Because he's a good uncle. Samchon, good job. So poor little Yoon, that's the king's name. He said, I'm scared. He had called his uncle and been like, I'm scared, uncle. And my heart just, it melted. So then he smiles so happily when his uncle comes over and kneels, vowing to support him. So cute. So they have to enter this big hall. There's photographers. It's going crazy with pictures. And the baby boy looks like he's dang near spazzing out because you got all this flashing and paparazzi all around. And that's got to be intimidating for adults, let alone an 8-year-old. But Uncle Prince Ian, Samchon, offers his hand. And he holds his hand. And baby boy calms down. Again, mama just sending him with no backup is insanity. She makes me so mad. So he's Jewish checking out Ian as he walks in, and we don't blame mother because he's looking good. He's dressed to the nines. We find out this is an awards event for business owners and entrepreneurs. So Yoon, Baby King, is handing out awards on a little platform. They give him something to make him a little taller, and our dutiful Uncle Ian, the Prince Regent, is standing next to him helping out. So Hee-Ju is called up for an award for Castle Beauty, the Best Entrepreneur Award, and I'm like, oh sis. So she gets the award, and it kills me that her dad wants to try to take her company from her, and she keep racking up awards. What do you want? All right, so there's a traditional hat, and King Yoon, per her request, he was gonna just hand her the hat because it's kind of ostentatious, like she likes. And he was going to hand it to her. And she's like, can you put it on my head? And he's so cute. I love it. He's like, here you go. And he puts it on her head. But wait, there's more. So then Ian is trying to present her award, all professional and not acting like there's anything between them because they are on stage in front of a whole bunch of people. But she bows and whispers, I missed you. And he is beside himself. I love it. So again, aggressive Hee-Ju is a vibe. Come on, mother. She said she won a prize from Ian specifically. Like, what do I get from you? And honey, he's already smitten. Like, I can see it. I don't care. He's smitten. So our social media queen after the ceremony is out there snapping pictures of herself. She's posting. She's doing all the normal social media vibes. And then we see Prime Minister Boo is there and he's at work. So his assistant, no, he's not there. He's in his office at work. Sorry. So then his assistant shows him a picture of the banquet and he's smiling as he looks at this picture. He's like, oh, like, that's my girl. So he's smiling at the picture of her. And then he decides it's time to clock out. And it's yet another man smitten with her, you feel me? So Ian is walking to his car. Little Cutie is sad that his uncle isn't coming home with him because he wants him to come back to the palace. But uncle is like, I am still on break. I'm at my private residence. I'm taking a break. So you see little Yoon staring out the window all cute. I don't care how his uncle resists that little cute face, but he does. And then Omo, our grand prince, is looking sick. Dare we hope for a nursing the male lead back to health trope? We there. Okay. But no, Hee-Ju is off herself for a few days. She is still rocking this flashy hat. I'll try to insert a picture in. It's got like little blossoms on it and everything. And in walks the smitten prime minister because, of course, seeing the picture of her, where he gonna go to see his girl. So he's like, let me take you to lunch. And she's like, oh, I can treat you. And he's like, no, no, no. We're celebrating you. We love a confident prime minister. However, he's embarrassed by her hat because she's wearing it at the table and she's like looking in the mirror and like taking pictures and stuff. And he like, girl, and people in the restaurant looking. And he like, can you take that off? You look like a pineapple. And at first she's like, no, this is my award. It's a major award. And he's like, please. And she finally takes it off. So they are both cute. And I feel her. She loves her hat, but people are staring as she's stroking the feathers on the hat. So then in the midst of them having this lunch, there's another flashback, and we see the young prime minister and young Hee-ju practicing archery in school. So she is teaching him, she's acting as a teacher or whatever. And she is like pulling the arrow back, showing him how to do it and everything, but he cannot keep his eyes off her. Hold on, let me get behind. So she's got it, right? He's got it. He's pulling it back, right? And she gets like close to him and stuff, you know, while he's trying to shoot his bow and arrow. And she's like, Jipyong. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but focus is what it means, she tells him. And you can see that he's just kind of smitten. He's just kind of looking at her like, she's close to me while we got this bow and arrow right here, and their faces are like right together. And he's like, ugh. So then we're back in the present after this little flashback of his, and she is teasing him about running the country into the ground. Sweet man that he is, he takes it like really lightheartedly. And the poor guy can't help but fold in her presence. And can we blame him? It's mother. It's IU. Of course you folding. Who wouldn't fold? I feel you. So Prince Ian, as we flash back to him, sounds like he has a head cold. And his poor assistant is running around to get him meds. The prince decides to stay at a hotel because if he goes to the hospital, then Debbie Mama's minions will be there in his business. Who knows? They might try to kill him because she's crazy. Coincidentally, our girl Hee-ju is at the same hotel, and surprise, surprise, she bumps into A Choi. She's like, yo, what you doing here? So he confides in her because that's A Choi for you, and she gets a doctor for our sweet prince. It seems that his insomnia and being able to sleep, unable to sleep, has caused him fatigue and some health issues. Sleep is important. Make sure you're getting your sleep, drama besties. So Hee-ju informs the doctor and says, hey, let's make this the prince's private business. If someone asks, you came here to treat me and no one else. Because she knows how the media is with him. We love a discreet woman. We love it. We love it. So the doctor agrees. He's like, sure. I'm sure he like, pay me. I'll be fine. Debbie Mama, meanwhile, is at the palace having a fit because baby boy, King Yoon, called for his uncle, which is pissing me off. Like, why are you yelling at that baby? He was scared. And had you been there, maybe he wouldn't have needed to call his uncle mom. So she calls her son feeble, like his father, a feeble bloodline. It's disrespectful. Blessedly, it's not to his face. She doesn't say it to his face. She says it behind his back. But I still want to just... She better leave my nephew alone. Whew. So, after the doctor leaves, on the other hand, at the hotel where Hee-ju and Ian are, Hee-ju brings A Choi some Subway and they eat together. It ain't a K-drama into somebody that ate some Subway. I don't know how much Subway be paying for these dramas, but I feel you. Get your bag, Subway. So, they sit down and they eat. And here we find out that the prince doesn't like being the center of attention. And that's why he's hiding out with his illness. But it's too late because Debbie Mama is there. She finds out he's at the hotel. And A Choi is encouraging Hee-ju to hide. But where? Where should she hide? In the prince's room. Where he was sleeping on the bed. So Fierce Queen comes in. She's usually been in the hand block for most of the show. But now she's in like a suit. And she got the hair laid down back behind her back. That straight hair like your average villainess. She cute though. So she comes in. Walks right past and goes into the prince's bedroom. And I'm like, dang, have a knock. And he comes out with a six-pack, sculpted by God on display. His robe is open. He's got on his pajama pants. And again, hey, whoever did the design for this show. Yes. So he comes out. He's got the robe open, six-pack on display. He's looking luscious and he's looking at her like... So... he tells A Choi as he looks directly into evil Debbie Mama's eyes, I'm not appropriately dressed. And she needs to get the hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, out of my room. That's not what he said, but I'ma just, that's my version. Get out. So her eyes widen, but she looks at his abs. I saw what her actual husband looked like, and she looked at Prince Ian's abs. I ain't mad at her, but she looked. And she leaves. So as she walks out, she spots a purse on the couch, a cute little designer bag, and 2 sandwiches on the couch. And she like, oh. And so she goes back in. And who is the prince talking to? He Jew. Then she tells A. Choi, as she's looking directly at the prince, why they keep having conversations with poor A. Choi while they looking at each other, to get dressed so he can answer for his transgressions in the morning. Who do you think you run? Who are you in charge of? Look, Debbie mama, don't make me. So they both just looking up at Hiju like, dang, I got him caught. What do I do? I can't stand this woman. I had to take some deep breaths. I had to pause. Sometimes I got to go for a walk, but okay, I can't talk because I'm mad. So this woman is so suffocating. No wonder her husband wanted to abdicate the throne. He probably wanted to be away from her and her overbearing tail, but okay. So the next morning dawns and Hiju back in her room. She sleeps. She knocked out. She getting a good snore in. And Miss Doe calls the lovely sleeping Hiju, and it's all over the news. It is all over the news that Hiju and the Grand Prince were seen at a hotel together. There are rumors spreading like crazy. They a couple. She pregnant. Girl, everyone is excited about the cheesemate, the tea. Even her lazy brother and sister-in-law are like, oh, did she bag a prince? No wonder she didn't want to date. Side note, her brother never works. Never. They doing yoga in this scene, I think. If I remember correctly, they was doing yoga. They kill me. But Hiju is unfazed. She thinks it's funny. She is on the couch, cackling and eating breakfast. And Miss Doe is beside herself like, do you realize the ramifications? And Hiju is like, oh, Subway should pay us for the advertisement. And I'm like, yes. Subway, pay her check. So she laughs at the premarital pregnancy because the doctor was there. So because the doctor showed up, they assume like, oh, is she pregnant by the prince? Miss Doe is ready at this point to strangle Hiju because she's like, you're not taking this seriously. And so Debbie Mama and her minions are talking about Ian bringing dishonor to the crown. She's in fury. Hard eye roll. Let a man breathe. Miss Doe is giving Hiju a reality check about how she dated an idol. Which idol, Hiju? No, I'm playing. About how when she dated an idol, she was attacked by their fans, and now she'll have a whole country against her, and this is huge. But Hiju refuses to be serious. She even tells Miss Doe, she's like, don't yell. You'll scare the baby. Why is she so unserious? But it was good. It was good. So the prime minister is ready to have a stroke. He is stricken. Not because of the public reaction, because I think he could care less, but because he likes her. He like, I called dibs. Like, what are y'all doing? So Ian stubborn butt is refusing to go to the palace. He like, she told me to show up to pay for my transgressions. I'm still on vacation. He goes back to his place and plans to meet Hiju there. Whatever shall we do? Whatever. So Hiju arrives and she is pleased as punch because all of this plays right into what she wanted in the first place. She is a character. She's in a yellow sweater and a leather skirt, and I like it. Outfits are outfitting. Get it, girl. But this place is huge and it's a long walk, and she got on a nice little heel, and I'm like, girl, you taking this like a champ, coming up all these steps and over these rocks and these pumps. So the servants are eyeballing her with interest because you met up with the prince at a hotel and now you meeting up with him alone. Like, what's going on? So he immediately notices that she's in a good mood, and she says she missed him being all bold and flirty. But he apologizes for the scandal, like real manly, like I'm sorry. He asks what she desires. Sorry. He wants to repay her, and she comes back at him the same way he did her. If I tell you, can you handle it? Can you deliver? I love the flirting. I'm here for it. Maybe I'm deprived. So servants are spying. Everybody's debating on if this is real or not. The tabloids, the two of them being involved, nobody knows. So Aram is the spy. Is like, is the spy, right? And one of the other servants is like, he's too busy to date. But my homeboy, the head servant, who was it? So, okay, Aram is the maid spy that the queen hired. I'm gonna get it together. She's the maid spy that the queen hired. And she's like, oh, he's too busy to date. But my homeboy, the head servant, is like, girl, you always got time for that. And I'm like, and do. kill myself. So Hee-ju presents the flower of honor she received when she beat him back in school. So she won that archery contest. Turns out our sexy prince lost. But the question is, was it on purpose? His daddy, the king, was there looking displeased. Then him and Hee-ju had like that intense gaze moment and they kind of cut away from it. The heat was there from the jump between the two of them. And she says she felt like crap losing to him because he could have beaten her. And I'm like, did you lose on purpose? Like to spite your father or because you liked her? Like what happened? So then she talks to him about how her brother is an idiot, how he got kicked out of the school, how he tanked a company that was a no-brainer, and still her father and the board want him to take over her successful branch of the company, which is Castle Beauty. So she thinks it's because he married into a noble family, i.e. the annoying sister-in-law I can't stand. So she's looking to marry up, and she's kind of like appealing to him like, look, I need help. And Ian is offended. Like, girl, you'd marry me for a title? Like, remember, he said he wants to marry for love. And she says she keeps losing out because she doesn't have a title. And she's like, why not? I keep losing because I don't have one, so maybe I should get one. And he says, oh, my fan not fanning. He says, prepare to become the Grand Prince's wife. Oh! He found it! He found it! All right, he says, prepare to become the Grand Prince's wife. Now, we knew it was going to happen, but still, when he said it, I was like, okay. But he also says, you are going to be up against the whole nation. People are not going to readily accept you. You thought you went through some stuff before, you finna go through some stuff. So she looks like she's battling tears. She's smiling, the smile wins out, and scene. Hachiman. The ending scenes always give us a glimpse into the next episode. So I'll save that for next time. That is episode 1 and 2 of Perfect Crown. What did you think, besties? Are you watching? Are you planning to watch it? What did I miss? Did I miss something in those first 2 episodes? What do you think I should have added? Like, subscribe, leave some comments. I'm excited to chat. I need you to be my drama bestie. I will be back with episodes 3 and 4 soon. I've already watched up to 7 at this point, and I think by the time this goes out, all of it will be out. So I'll try to kind of encapsulate these into like 1 to 2 episode segments, or if I can fit 3 in, I will. I don't want to make it too long, but that's it for today. Thank you for tuning into episode 1 of All the Drama with your new drama bestie, Jarita. And listen, don't forget to eat. Make sure you stay hydrated, my friends, and I'll see you next time. Also, if you have other dramas that you want me to watch, leave it in the comments. I do K-dramas. I do C-dramas. If you have something else you want me to watch and you want to kiki about it, let's go. All right, have a good one, y'all. Bye.